Hello and good morning, everybody. Welcome to Bowen Field on the campus of Sheldon High School in beautiful Eugene, Oregon. It's Roseburg baseball coming at you this afternoon on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score and streaming online at 541radio.com. Today, the Roseburg Indians wrap up the regular league season with a road contest at Sheldon. The Indians will take on the Irish for a doubleheader today to wrap up the Southwest Conference schedule. And Roseburg, one win away from clinching a Southwest Conference title here in 2019. It'd be the first since 2012 for the Roseburg Indians, so a big day is possibly on the horizon for Roseburg as they start turning their attention towards the postseason in just a few hours. As for the Sheldon Irish, their hopes are the postseason as well as they come in currently sitting at 31 in the OSA power ranking, right on the bubble of getting in as an at-large team. They currently sit in the bottom half of the standings in the Southwest Conference, but could get in if they can raise that ranking just a little bit at the expense of the Roseburg Indians here today. Should be a fun day out at the ballpark here today as the weather is beautiful and we're ready for some baseball. Good afternoon. Well, good morning still, but soon to be good afternoon. I'm Joey Keyran. Along with me today, Josh Nelson helping out with the video production. Back in the studio, Chance Terrell on the radio side of things. We welcome you into today's broadcast of Roseburg Baseball. In the pregame show, we'll get a chance to catch up with head coach Troy Thompson, as we always do. Find out his thoughts on the big comeback win against South Medford earlier this week, as well as his thoughts on today's matchup against the Irish, who on paper look to be a distinct underdog in the matchup. But the Roseburg Indians know all too well you cannot take anybody at Southwest Conference play lightly, especially out on the road here today. The battle for the Southwest Conference crown will be wrapped up on the last day of the schedule, and we are excited to say that the Roseburg Indians are in it. So stay with us as we decide the Southwest Conference champion today as we bring you Roseburg Baseball. A reminder that today's game is streaming live online at 541radio.com, where you can watch the action for free. We've been stuck down the third base side right next to the Roseburg dugout. It's a nice vantage point if you're sitting here at the ballpark. Unfortunately for those watching online, we got to bust out the GoPro here today, which doesn't necessarily give you the best detail, but at least it's a view of what's going on at the ballpark here today. So hopefully you'll enjoy. For all of you that might be watching at home. And we want to start out with the broadcast saying a very good morning and a get well soon to Estelle and Deanna Scheich. They are usually regulars at almost every ball game for the Roseburg Indians. Heard that a little bit of a tumble here recently, and we wish the best that hopefully we'll get the chance to see you all out at the ballpark again here real soon when the Roseburg Indians continue play here in 2019. So all the best, and hopefully you'll enjoy the broadcast today since you're not able to be here at the ballpark. And we will miss our regular fans that usually make the trip out with us on the road in Southwest Conference play. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we will get a chance to catch up with head coach Troy Thompson as we make our way towards first pitch between Roseburg and Sheldon. Game 1 coming up in just a few minutes here on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score. Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event, plus you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage. Stay tuned for more Roseburg basketball on 541radio.com.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate!
I am a nurse,
a firefighter,
a college student,
a mother,
and I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready
for every storm
and disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors,
my family,
and my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about part-time service.
Back with more of our pregame on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score and streaming with video online at 541radio.com. Roseburg wrapping up the regular season, the conference slate here in Eugene today, taking on the Sheldon Irish, and we get a chance to catch up with head coach Troy Thompson. Coach, the guys have to be feeling all right, coming in with a 3-game winning streak here to wrap things up in the Southwest Conference here today. To look back at what you guys have done over this little winning streak you guys have done, do you feel like it's the team kind of getting right before you guys get ready for a playoff run?
Well, hopefully that's the case. I think more than anything is we've gotten ourselves healthy here the last couple of weeks, and that's always a big part of any endeavor athletically. So when you're healthy and you feel like you have the lineup that you'd like to have on the field, that's a good place to start, and that's kind of where we've been the last week or so. So hopefully that can continue here today with our game here at Sheldon.
That win over South Medford, the last one there at home, a nice way to send out the home league schedule. You guys come back. Obviously, you would have liked to hang on to the lead there late. What kind of was seemed to end up being the issue for you guys towards the tail end of that game, give up 4 runs in the top of the 7th?
Well, we ran into a situation where South Medford did a good job of putting pressure on us, and unfortunately for us, we didn't make a couple plays that normally I would like to think we could on some ground balls, and allowed them a couple extra base runners, a couple extra outs that inning. But we stayed through it and limited them to 4, and then we're able to come back there in the 7th and get it tied and win it there, obviously, in the 8th. So great job by the kids to stay with it after we gave up the lead, and to come back and get the win is certainly a tribute to the kids and them staying after it offensively and putting pressure back on South Medford. So a very good win on Tuesday for sure.
It seems like this season there's been a lot of those kind of close games. We mentioned that short losing streak the team had. A lot of those games all decided very late and all decided by just a couple of runs. Those kind of tight games, those kind of tight ball games, how well does that prepare a team for when you get into big moments like the postseason?
Well, I think our league does a great job of that. You look at the scores after Tuesday or after any Saturday doubleheader, very seldom do you see a big score, somebody getting up on somebody big time. And I think that's a tribute to our league and how well they play. And we talk about that a lot. We say our league in baseball and a lot of our sports there at the high school level, very competitive from day to day and game to game. It doesn't matter where somebody sits in the standings or where somebody's supposedly ranked in the power rankings. All those things kind of go out the window when you get into league play. And it's shown that to be true certainly this year in baseball. I think it's a tribute to the league as far as how steady, how consistent the baseball teams are here. And it's nice to play in a league like that.
Well, you mentioned something that obviously stands out with today's matchup. Roseburg comes in at the top of the standings in the conference, and Sheldon's at the bottom. But the last time the two teams met, it didn't go in your favor. I know the result was changed later, but like you said, you can't take anybody lightly, no matter what their ranking is. And as you guys get ready for Sheldon, it's their senior day. They're probably unsure about their season going on past then. You've got to figure they come in a little bit fired up today. What kind of message do you try to give the guys before you guys head out on the field today?
Oh, absolutely. I'm sure they're excited for their last home game here, the home doubleheader, and excited to go for their senior day and a chance to make the playoffs through the power rankings. So it's a big day for them. For us, none of that matters for us. But we need to take care of what we can, and that's playing the game. And if we do that, and like we always talk about, get quality pitching out of our guys and solid defense behind and that timely hit with runners on, you like your chances to come the end of the day. But yeah, it doesn't matter who you're playing today or where you're playing at. It's always going to be a fight. It's always going to be a grinded out type of afternoon when it's a Saturday doubleheader. So whether it's Sheldon or South Medford or South Eugene or North or Grants Pass, all those teams are very capable of winning games and have shown they can. So we're excited for the opportunity here today, but the opportunity is for us to play the game well and worry about what we can take care of, and hopefully we can do those things.
All right, Coach Thompson there in the pregame show. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
And that is our pregame interview. We'll come back after a quick 2-minute break here on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Be great.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
Welcome back here to Bowen Field at Sheldon High School as we get ready for the final league doubleheader of the season for the Roseburg Indians, taking on the Sheldon Irish. Roseburg closing in on a Southwest Conference title for the first time since 2012. Let's go ahead. Time to take a look at our Supercut starting lineups in the Steelhead Run Plaza across from Starbucks on Garden Valley Boulevard. Save time. Check out styles online at supercuts.com. We'll start out with the visiting team, the Roseburg Indians, 13-6 on the year, 10-3 in Southwest Conference play. Head coach Troy Thompson in his 17th year, along with assistant coaches Tim Sester and Richie Charles. Taking a look at the starting 9, it'll be Spencer Six leading things off for Roseburg, followed by, he is the catcher, followed by the shortstop, Caden Johnson. Doran Gillespie in right field will bat third. In the cleanup position is the pitcher today, Zach Mandera. Jeb Black in center field will bat fifth. The first baseman, Jonathan Stone, in the sixth spot, followed by Jay Stoffel playing at third base. Mason Littlefield in left field will bat eighth, and rounding out the starting 9 will be second baseman Luke Van Norman. And that is your starting lineup for the Roseburg Indians. Turning the page, we'll look at the starting lineup for the Sheldon Irish, 9-14 on the year, 4-9 in Southwest Conference play. They are led by head coach Kellen Hobie, who is in his second year, along with assistant coaches Corky Franklin, Jeremy Lehman, Joshua Riley, and Rob Cantwell. Their starting lineup will have shortstop Cal Morgan leading things off, followed by Caleb Coffin, the third baseman. Dawson Prickle is today's starting pitcher for the Irish, batting third. Isaiah Lugo, the catcher, will bat in the cleanup spot, followed by Corey Apker, the first baseman. Eli Sino is the center fielder. He bats sixth. In left field, batting seventh is Taylor Langworthy. Josh Hess in right field, batting eighth. And rounding out the starting 9 is Nate Brown, the starting second baseman. 7 seniors acknowledged before the start of today's ball game for the Sheldon Irish, as it is their senior day here today. And they look to go out in style as well, as the Sheldon Irish looking to try and keep their postseason hopes alive as we get ready for today's matchup. Last time the two teams met, there was a little bit of controversy in that one. Of course, the Roseburg Indians unable to overcome the Irish at home at Legion Field. A 6-2 final score in that matchup. Last time the two teams met, but after an appeal on the pitch count ruling, the Roseburg Indians ended up earning a forfeit from the Sheldon Irish. So it goes down in the books as a forfeit victory for Roseburg, but it was a 6-2 score in the game that was played. Roseburg had just 6 hits in that ball game, committed 3 errors. Sheldon had 8, committed 1 error. 8 hits and the 1 error, I should say. In the pitching category for that one, it was Garrett Zymet versus Caleb Coffin, the two starting pitchers. Zymet only lasting 2 2/3. Austin Anderson came in, did a nice job on the mound, 3 1/3 innings of relief work for Roseburg in that meeting. And Caleb Coffin really shut down Roseburg, allowed just 4 hits and pitched 6 innings strong. Andrew Boyd came on in relief, pitched an inning, gave up the 2 runs, but Sheldon was able to hang on for the victory. At least it looked like it at the time. And fortunately, they did have a rules violation that ended up with a forfeit. We'll get ready to go for first pitch on the mound. It's Dawson Prickle, junior right-hander. They'll get the start for the Irish. Sheldon coming off of a win in their last 2. And the last one was a 6-4 victory against South Eugene as the first pitch is in. Ball 1 to Spencer Six, and we are underway here today. Spencer Six, a left-handed batter, leading things off for Roseburg. Six batting .328 this season. The second pitch of his at-bat is high for ball 2. We are sitting down the third base side, just outside of the Roseburg dugout, so great vantage point here at field level. A beautiful day for some baseball here in the Eugene area. As a pitch high and away for Six. He's got a 3-0 count to lead off things here against Sheldon. Temperatures in the 70s right now, expected to get into the 80s today. Does not look like we'll reach 90, but sitting at the mid-70s right now, plenty of sunshine overhead. 3-0 pitch to Six. And he takes for ball 4. That is a leadoff walk to Spencer Six. Six came in with a team-high 16 walks this season. Make it 17. Six will head on down to first. Spencer Six does not get a courtesy runner, as some catchers do. He takes his lead at first with 1 on and nobody out. It's Caden Johnson that'll step to the plate. Not showing a bunt here, but he may try to lay one down. And he'll take all the way as he takes high for ball 1. And it has been a struggle to find the strike zone early for Dawson Prickle. Caden Johnson stepping into the box today. Comes in with a .281 batting average. Roseburg has a team hitting .293 this season. The 1-0, finally a strike across for Prickle. So Dawson Prickle will get his first strike, a 1-1 count now against Caden Johnson. We'll look around the diamond defensively for the Sheldon Irish here in just a moment. In the top of the first, scoreless ball game so far. Squaring to bunt, Johnson puts it down first base side. Push bunt is picked up by Prickle. Underhand flip to first for the out. A sac bunt for Caden Johnson. Moves Spencer Six up to second base.
Now batting number 11, Doran Gillespie.
1 on, 1 out. Doran Gillespie will bat next for the Roseburg Indians. A man in scoring position for Gillespie, who comes in with 9 RBI, .288 batting average for the junior. Right-handed batter versus right-handed pitcher. The opening pitch, Doran underneath it, skyrockets into the air down the left field line. Not a lot of room in foul territory down that way, and we don't have a great vantage point from where we sit here to tell you exactly what happened there, but I believe that is going to be a foul ball. Hook that one down. I imagine that ball connecting with the Bobby Dorr hitting facility here at Sheldon High School. Bobby Dorr, a supporter of this Sheldon program a while back. He did pass away here in the last year or two. Got to meet him here at the ball field at least maybe a year or two ago. That was quite the honor. Gillespie gets underneath one here. This one out to center field. It should be playable. It's caught. Six is tagging, heading for third. The throw off target goes all the way to third from center fielder Eli Seno. It'll be a fly ball to center for Doran Gillespie. 2 down, and up to third base goes Spencer Six. He's 90 feet from home, but now 2 away for the Roseburg Indians. And Zach Mandera, today's starting pitcher for the Roseburg Indians. Zach Mandera will step in trying to help himself out. First pitch for Mandera. Off the end of his bat, that one right down the line on third base side. Again, not a lot of foul territory down that third base chalk line, but it just ends up foul past third base there. Zach Mandera coming in this season, batting .380 for the Roseburg Indians. 0-0 ball game here in the top of the first. Dawson Prickle trying to get out of it after the leadoff walk. A pitch in the dirt Evens it up at a 1-1 count for Zach Mandera. Behind the plate, Isaiah Lugo catching for Sheldon today. Corey Apker at first, Nate Brown at second, Cal Morgan at short, and Caleb Coffin at third. Out in the outfield from left to right, Taylor Langworthy, Eli Seno, and Josh Hess. Your starting alignment defensively for the Irish here this afternoon. Game 1 of a doubleheader. 1-1 pitch to Mandera. Prickle off speed, breaking ball, stays up. 2-1 count. Got a real nice vantage point on those pitches to give you an idea of kind of what things are looking like there. I like it. At third base is Spencer Six. After a leadoff walk, the 2-1, Mandera swing and a miss. So Zach ends up with a 2-2 count here, 2 away. Top of the first inning. Mandera will dig back in, looking for something he can drive here, but has to protect the strike zone. The 2-2 pitch. Got underneath it. Out one, heading out of play, third base side. It does carry across the fence. Mandera will stay at the plate with the 2-2 count. Zach Mandera this season, 13 RBI for Roseburg. Tied for second most on the team with Jet Black leading the way. Jay Stoffel with 18. 2-2 pitch again for Prickle with 2 down. Zach gets it. Ground ball to third base. The throw across the diamond. It will get it there in time to Apker for the final out. So Roseburg leads the man stranded at third. Can't bring him around to score. Caleb Coffin with the throw across the diamond to Corey Apker will finish things off. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base in the top of the first. One man left on base in the top of the first inning. Top of the lineup coming up for Sheldon in a scoreless ball game when we come back after a half inning on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate! At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
Headed to the bottom of the first inning, scoreless ball game. Roseburg Baseball today brought to you by Bimart. Score big at Bimart where you can get ready for your season for less. On the mound will be Zach Mandera for the Roseburg Indians. The senior comes in with a 6-2 record, a 2.57 ERA, 31 strikeouts to 9 walks this year in 38 innings worked. Last outing for Zach Mandera was a relief appearance against South Medford on Tuesday. He ended up as the winning pitcher after an inning and 2/3. He pitched into extra innings as Roseburg had to rally late, and a walk-off hit by Spencer Six sent Roseburg to a win and got them closer to a conference title. Leading things off, Cal Morgan, Caleb Coffin, and Dawson Prickle for the Sheldon Irish here today. It'll be the shortstop, Cal Morgan, starting things off. Morgan, a right-handed batter, digs in at the back end of the batter's box. First pitch from Mandera, swinging that ball off the handle high in the air. Calling for it, third baseman Jay Stoffel is there for the catch. Jay Stoffel calling off Zach Mandera, the pitcher. Mandera coming off the mound. Usually you don't want the pitcher coming off the mound to get those balls. And Stoffel wisely calling off Mandera. One away, first pitch to Caleb Coffin is called for a strike. Pitch in the dirt off the, it sounded like that was off the bare arm of the catcher Spencer Six. Knocks it down, sends a fresh baseball out. Looking around the diamond, Spencer Six behind the plate. Jonathan Stone at first, Luke Van Norman at second. Caden Johnson at short, Jay Stoffel At third, as a pitch high and tight will bean Caleb Coffin. That'll put him on base. Man on with one away as Caleb Coffin hit by pitch. For Zach Mandera this season, just the second batter he has beaned this year. One on, one away. First pitch, Dawson Prickle will sky one in the air. Shallow right field, calling for it. Second baseman, Luke Van Norman, makes the catch for the second out. 2 away as we move quickly here through the bottom of the first inning. 0-0 ball game. In the outfield from left to right for Roseburg, Mason Littlefield, Jet Black, and Doran Gillespie out there as we take a look around the diamond for the Roseburg Indians. 2 down, man at first. Bottom of the first inning, scoreless game. Zach Mandera checks first over the front shoulder, off-speed pitch. He gets it in for a called strike against the cleanup hitter Isaiah Lugo. Lugo, the catcher, last time against Roseburg was 2 for 4. Got jammed, puts it in the air out towards right field on the run. It's Doran Gillespie that'll squeeze it with 2 hands for the final out. 3 balls in the air for a 3-out inning in the bottom of the first. A man on base with a hit by pitch. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 man left on for the Sheldon Irish. It's scoreless through 1 as we head to the top of the second. Roseburg and Sheldon on a beautiful Saturday in Eugene on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
I am a nurse,
a firefighter,
a college student,
a mother,
and I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready
for every storm
and disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors,
my family,
and my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about part-time service.
Swimming season is finally here. But remember, respect the water. Don't swim and don't go in the water if it's under 60 degrees. Swimming in water under 60 degrees is life-threatening. It could cause hypothermia, which means your limbs paralyzed and you can't get out of the water. Each day, the water temperature of the Umpqua River will be posted on kpic.com and kval.com, and in the morning weather on KPIC. Respect the water. Know the temperature. Brought to you by the Respect the Water Safety Committee.
Top of the second inning, 0-0 ball game. Today's contest brought to you by Flyway Travel. Contact their travel experts for your travel plans. Now located at 1445 West Harvard Avenue, or give them a call at 672-5701. It'll be Jet Black to lead things off for the Roseburg Indians against Dawson Prickle. Roseburg without a hit in the first inning. First pitch to Jet, high and inside for ball 1. In the first inning, a leadoff walk to Spencer 6, a sac bunt put him at second. A fly ball out to center field. 6 tagged and advanced to third, but that's where he was left stranded as Zach Mandera grounded out. Swinging him, foul tip into the glove for strike 1 against Jet Black. So Roseburg sent 4 to the plate in the first inning. Couldn't bring around Spencer 6, who did end up in scoring position. 1-1 pitch. Strike at the knees for Jet. And a 1-2 count. Jet Black enters today's ballgame, .220 batting average, but has been productive with the 13 RBI. 11 runs scored as well. Prickle taking his time for the 1-2 pitch. Kicks and fires. Off speed. Jet stayed on it in the air to left field. Playable. Traveling to get underneath it. It's Taylor Langworthy, Langworthy making the catch for the first out.
Jonathan Stone.
Had to range to his left out there on a fly ball that hung up there in the afternoon heat. 1 down. Jonathan Stone, only a few games back from injury, steps in. Stone this season, limited at-bats, only his 12th game played, but he's hitting .296, coming on as of late after a bit of a slow start coming back from the injury. He takes a pitch high for ball 1. 1 down with nobody on base for Roseburg here in the top of the second. Scoreless game. Out of the windup, fire in Fastball at the knees for a called strike. Sports action going on this afternoon. You've got Civil War baseball here in Eugene going on over at PK Park. Try and keep you updated on that since we can't have it on the radio. High and inside, leaning out of the way. Stone takes for ball 2 from Prickle. Last meeting, Jonathan Stone was not in the lineup. His return has helped solidify things for Roseburg from 1st through 9 in the lineup. The Stone ahead of a pitch, high in the air to left field, camping underneath it. Now a few steps in. Langworthy drops the baseball in left field. Stone ends up at second. You got the afternoon sun you got to deal with. And that one a tough one for Langworthy out there in left field. He looked like he had a great lead look at it. Came down and it hit off the heel of his glove and dropped it in left field. That is going to be an error. A little surprising there. Error in left field. Langworthy unable to hang on to it. Stone ends up at second base because of it. And a man in scoring position with one away as Jay Stoffel will bat. And Stoffel takes ball 1. A 1-out error, first of the ball game for either side. On the mound, Prickle will come set, trying to work around that misplay. The 1-0 pitch. Stoffel will take the fastball for a called strike, timing it up there. 1-1 count for Roseburg's leading RBI man. Roseburg in the road blacks here today. Orange numbers on the front and the back. Roseburg in script orange on the front. Gray trousers for him here today. Stoffel will take low, laying off the pitch for a 2-1 count. Black socks, black caps for the Roseburg Indians. On the other side, it's the emerald green top. Sheldon across the chest in script white for the Irish. Numbers in white on the front and the back. Button-up tops, white trousers. The green socks with the white stripes. Two-tone caps as well. Breaking ball off speed, got out on the front foot for Stoffel there. Sends it in the air to the second baseman. Nate Brown underneath it for the second out. Just got out on the front foot on the breaking ball. Didn't sit back on it for Stoffel. And he finishes with the pop out into shallow right field. So 2 away. Up next will be Mason Littlefield, who has been having a nice hit streak going on. He has been hitting very well as of late. Littlefield coming in with a .250 batting average. First pitch. Got underneath it, jammed him. Could be playable down the first base side. Aiden Wagers right up against the Cyclone will make the catch. Excuse me, that's Corey Apker. Wagers has been over there in the past. It's Apker that makes the catch. And that'll retire the side for the Roseburg Indians. So that'll finish the top of the second, still scoreless in this ball game. Roseburg leads another man stranded in scoring position. No runs, no hits, 1 error, and the 1 man left on. Head to the bottom of the second with Apker, Seno, and Langworthy due up for the Sheldon Irish on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
Corey Apker at the plate, the junior first baseman, to lead things off for Sheldon here in the bottom of the second. First pitch, a called strike. Roseburg baseball brought to you by Cascade Community Credit Union, belong to Douglas County. The 0-1 is fouled off by Apker, and Zach Mandera, today's starting pitcher for the Roseburg Indians, has a 2-0 count, or an 0-2 count, excuse me, to lead in the at-bat against Apker. Strike 3 called on the breaking ball. Apker bringing around that front shoulder, looking at that pitch inside, and he takes all the way. It'll be a strikeout looking for Corey Apker, and that is the first more well-drilling strikeout of the game for the Roseburg Indians. Don't strike out when it comes to water for your home. Trust more well drilling, keeping Douglas County green since 1947. Scoring to bunt, but pulling back and taking for strike 1 is Eli Seno, the center fielder. Takes in the dirt on a breaking ball, doesn't chase after it, a 1-1 count. 1 out, nobody on. Bottom of the second, a scoreless ball game here today. Zach Mandera, the senior on the mound, working quick here. He is not wasting a lot of time in between pitches as a foul ball gets up and out of play behind home for Seno. And Eli Seno has a 1-2 count. Senior, returning starter, one of 7 seniors acknowledged here today for the Irish. Got out in front on a breaking ball, swings and misses. The whiff, as Dan Patrick used to say. 2 down, another strikeout there. Of course, strikeouts are presented by More Well Drilling. Give them a call at 541-459-4039. 2 down, Taylor Langworthy will bat. He puts it in play. It goes off of Zach's glove up the middle. They got to get it back in as Langworthy will take a turn. That'll be a single up the middle. That comebacker, I think it caught the glove for Mandera. Went right over his glove shoulder into center field. That got on him quickly there from Langworthy on the first pitch. Be the first hit of the ball game for either side as a swing and a miss at the first pitch. Now for Josh Hess, the right fielder. Mandera has struck out 2, gives up his first hit on a comebacker with 2 down. Swing and a miss again as Mandera coming back strong against Josh Hess. Last time they met, Hess came in defensively but did not get an AB. He takes high for ball 1. Sheldon's last game, a 6-4 win against South Eugene. That's a big victory there for the Irish. Hess also not getting an AB in that game, but was a part of it. Swings and misses at a breaking ball low for strike 3. And Zach Mandera will strike out the side as we head to the 3rd inning. Still a scoreless ball game. No runs on no hits, no errors for the Roseburg Indians. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error for the Sheldon Irish. This is Roseburg baseball. After 2 innings of play, we're still scoreless on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
Leading off for Roseburg, number 12, Luke Van Norman.
9-1 hitters coming up for the Roseburg Indians. Top of the 3rd inning, scoreless ball game. Game 1 of a doubleheader between Roseburg and Sheldon. Dawson Prickle on the mound. The righty will face the lefty Van Norman. First pitch of the 3rd inning, Luke squares, takes for ball 1. Dawson Prickle has not given up a hit yet, but he's seen 2 base runners reach scoring position and been able to get around it. A walk and an error putting runners on for Roseburg. Swinging a foul ball down the first base side for Van Norman, a 1-1 count. Luke Van Norman this season for the Roseburg Indians. Van Norman coming in batting .348 on the year. Been a great 9-hitter for the Roseburg Indians. The 1-1 high for ball 2. Roseburg baseball this season has been brought to you by Chuck Swarman Family Auto Repair. Are you ready to go where life takes you? Around the Southwest Conference today, all the top 3 teams that are all in the playoffs are all on the road for doubleheaders to finish out the league season here today. Try and get your scores throughout the day. The 2-1, Van Norman fouls it away for strike 2. Roseburg softball at home to wrap up their season, their league season. They're at home against the top-ranked Sheldon Irish, first place. Roseburg trying to improve their power ranking with the 2 games against the Irish, see if they can get a home playoff game. Swinging at the 2-2, Van Norman rolls one over to second base, and that'll be out number 1. Nate Brown at second. Routine ground ball to him. Over to Apker at first. Back to the top of the lineup for Roseburg. One time through, and they have not been able to get a hit against Prickle. 1 down, and it's Spencer Six, who walked in the first inning. Steps in for a second time. Dawson Prickle is a returning all-conference player for the Irish as he rocks and fires. Gets a strike on the outside corner to Six. Prickle, last year, a first-team All-Southwest Conference utility player. As a sophomore, the junior, also an infielder as well as a pitcher. His 0-1. Six goes down low for it, and there's your first hit of the day. Six will put it into right field. He has been seeing the ball well as of late, coming off of that game-winning hit against South Medford in extra innings on Tuesday. I put it initially down as a double. I haven't changed it in my official stats, but got corrected that he never truly made it to second base, so it's not officially a double for Spencer Six. He told me afterwards, laughingly, that he said I could give him a double for it. Line drive shot to right field, puts a man at first. Second time on base for Six. And Caden Johnson steps in, looking to try and move him around with a base hit. 1 on, 1 out. First pitch, a strike against Johnson. Prickle out of the stretch, fires low. Johnson gets underneath it. Shallow center field, charging in. Diving attempt, no good. For the center fielder, Seno, and into second base will go Spencer Six. He couldn't go running the whole way as he was unsure if Seno would come up with that ball. So cautiously he approaches second base, and it'll be a bloop single for Caden Johnson to get him on. Roseburg with runners at first and second, back-to-back singles, second time through the lineup here. And they've got some men on trying to do some damage. Credit the effort there from Seno in center field. He almost made that diving catch. First pitch now to Doran Gillespie. Got underneath it again. That one high in the air. Shallow center going back is Morgan, the shortstop. Backpedaling into center field. Morgan will make the play. Untimely fly ball out there for Doran Gillespie. 2 down, runners at first and second for Roseburg. And Zach Mandera once again will step up, looking for a 2-out hit, try and bring in a run. Scoreless ball game, top of the third here, 2 down. The road team, the Roseburg Indians, trying to strike first. Pitch from Prickle is a breaking ball at the top of the strike zone. Mandera watches it go by for an 0-1 count. Last time up, Zach Mandera was the last out of the first inning with Spencer Six at third. Six is at second right now. It's another strike taken by Mandera, and he's got an 0-2. A heavy dose of breaking balls in this at-bat for Dawson Prickle. 0-2 pitch coming up for Mandera. Prickle checking the bases. Will fire in. It's in the dirt, knocked down. Lugo keeps the runners where they're at. Mandera does not chase. Well, so far, Dawson Prickle's been winning the battle as Roseburg in all 3 innings has had runners in scoring position, and the Indians have not been able to capitalize yet. Roseburg with their first 2 hits of the game, though, here in the third. Mandera trying to add to it. He puts this ball in the air out towards the alley in right center. That ball gets in. It's going to roll all the way to the fence. Six will score. Johnson rounding for home. Mandera heading for third. The three-lay throw. Not in time. No, they say it was. Mandera looked like to me, and we're sitting right here, might have gotten it, but 2 runs come in on the double by Zach Mandera. He tries to stretch it to a triple, but is tagged out to finish the inning at third base. But Roseburg takes a 2-0 lead here on the top of the third, and Mandera will head to the mound after putting his team in front. 2-0 Roseburg as we head to the bottom of the third here on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
Two runs in for the Roseburg Indians in the top of the third inning. Your scoreboard check, 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors. No runs on 1 hit, 1 error for the Sheldon Irish as they come up in the bottom of the third. Scoreboard updates are brought to you by Garrettson Building Supply, building relationships, building projects, building materials. Garrettson Building Supply supporting our Douglas County community for over 90 years. Zach Mandera comes through with a clutch hit with 2 outs to right center. Got caught trying to stretch a double into a triple. But the 2-run score before he's tagged out, sliding feet first into third base. Now Mandera back out on the mound. He'll face Nate Brown to lead things off. It's the 9-1-2 hitters due up for the Irish. Brown's first pitch outside for ball 1. Nate Brown, the second baseman in the game against South Eugene, was 0 for 2. Takes a strike just at the knees. Evens up the count at 1-1 for Zach Mandera. Brown rolls one up the middle, gets through into center field. Leadoff single. So Nate Brown getting a hit, second of the game for the Irish. He's on at first as we go to the back to the top of the lineup. Not necessarily an overly aggressive swing there from Brown, just kind of waved at it. Made contact and just got it right up the middle for a routine ground ball. First pitch, a strike to Cal Morgan, the leadoff man. Morgan 0 for 1 in the ball game. Cal Morgan, an honorable mention selection as a junior last year. Grounds one to third. Fair ball down the left field side. It's going to hit off the fence. Third base, the throw. Got him. Dropped the baseball. He knocked it out of his glove. Going to call him safe at third. Mandera wanted to say he tagged him off the bag as well. Mandera now 2 plays at third base he has been unhappy about. Getting called out, trying to stretch a double into a triple. Coach Thompson's going to go out to have a conversation here. Second and third for Sheldon now as they trail 2-0, pending an overturn on this play. Mandera had the ball, made the tag, and then it got knocked out of his glove with the runner barreling into him. At third base, it was Nate Brown running in, and Nate Brown, he slid late and kind of barrel rolled into the legs of Zach Mandera at third base. Call that will not get overturned, so that'll be a double for Cal Morgan. He's at second base. At third base is Nate Brown. First pitch misses now to Caleb Coffin. The 1-0 strike taken. So 1-1 count now for Caleb Coffin, who was hit by a pitch in the first inning. Takes another one. 1-2 count now. Nobody out here in the bottom of the third. Roseburg leading 2-0, but Sheldon threatening with 2 in scoring position. A pitch in the dirt. 6 knocks it down and not going after it. Coffin lays off. The junior had 2 walks against South Eugene on Tuesday. Strike 3 taken. Watches it go by at the knees. It's the 4th strikeout of the game for Zach Mandera. And that's your first out here in the third. Big one there for Roseburg. You don't have that automatic double play option out there on the field. Can't turn it up the middle or any other spots on the infield. So have to make the play and hold the runners. There's a pitch in the dirt. Does hold the runners. Spencer Six behind the plate, using the chest protector to knock that one down and keep it in front of him. Wind on the American flag is blowing out to center field. Temperatures in the mid to upper 70s. As a strike taken, a 1-1 count now for Dawson Prickle, the pitcher for the Irish. He's trying to do like Zach Mandera did and help his team out, help himself out with a base knock with 2 on. He puts this in the air. The left field is going to drop one in. A throw going all the way to the plate is well offline by Littlefield. Throw to second base is going to go to center field, and we got a tie ball game. Jet Black's going to get it back into Luke Van Norman. And that'll hold Dawson Prickle at third. Single for Prickle. Drives in 1. That scored Nate Brown. Cal Morgan scores on the throw from Mason Littlefield. And then Prickle goes to third base on the overthrow by Spencer Six. That's the first error of the ball game for Roseburg on a play that went a bit of awry there for him, as throws not going where Roseburg intended them to. So a line drive to left field. Scored 1, and the Indians let it hurt them. Man at third with just 1 out. Swing and a miss for Isaiah Lugo. Flew out to right field his first time up. Strike taken. An 0-2 count. Mandera trying to get another out for himself. Ground ball off the end of the bat, just fouled down the third base side. So 2 runs in here in the third inning on 2 hits. Make it 3 hits and an error. At third base, Dawson Prickle, the go-ahead run. Pitch is low on the 0-2, so it goes to a 1-2 count now for Isaiah Lugo. So the momentum that Roseburg built there in the top of the third is now gone. Ball in the dirt. Six will look the runner back to third and throws down to get Lugo at third base, or first base, excuse me. 5 strikeouts in the ball game now for Zach Mandera. 2 down here in the bottom of the third. It'll be Corey Apker, the first baseman, that hits now. The 5-hitter. Swing and a miss. Big cut after the pitch at the bottom of the strike zone there. Disappeared for Apker in the dirt. Apker struck out looking in the second. First of 5 strikeouts now for Mandera. 5 of the 8 outs have been by strikeout for Zach. A chopper towards third. Stoffel there. Throw to first. Will beat Apker by a few steps. That'll get Roseburg out of the bottom of the third, but a bit of a sloppy inning for the Indians defensively as they allow 2 runs to come in. 2 runs on 3 hits, 1 Roseburg error, 1 man left on base. We're tied at 2 as we head to the top of the 4th inning on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah!
Be great.
Participate!
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
Leading off for Roseburg, number 18, Jet Black.
Top of the 4th inning, Roseburg baseball here on 14-9 of the score, brought to you by Fisher's Hearth and Home. Jet Black will take the first pitch low from Dawson Prickle. Fisher's Hearth and Home, serving Douglas County for over 30 years with the largest selection of wood, gas, pellet, and electric stoves and fireplaces in the area. 76 degrees here in Game 1. As Jet fouls one back. We're tied at 2 after 3 innings of play. Roseburg giving up the lead there in the bottom of the 3rd. I would say defensively, they would have liked to hit their cutoff men and would have liked to make sure they get their throws to where they want it to be, as a swing and a miss for strike 2 to Jet Black. Dawson Prickle, the righty, on the mound into his 4th inning of work. Jet waits on the 1-2 pitch. It's outside. Good crowd showing up here today for both sides. Ball field here tucked into the residential area around Sheldon as a pitch in the dirt for a full count. You got neighborhoods, houses just right outside the ballpark there. It is truly squeezed in here. They made the most of the setting. Full count pitch here to the leadoff man in the 4th for Roseburg. Jet underneath a high fastball in the air to left field. That ball going pretty deep. And it's a fair ball. Jet's into second. We are hidden from that corner. Couldn't tell you what happened there. But Jet Black's got a leadoff double. There was like no reaction from anybody on that ball. Deep in the corner in left field for Langworthy out there, and he must have just run out of room to get to that one as it lands fair. There's no foul territory down that line. It's maybe all of 5 feet at the most. And Jet gets in with a leadoff double here in the 4th inning. It hit the wall, did it? Okay. It looked like it was going deeper than I anticipated at first. We're all hidden here down this third base line from that deep left field corner. It sounds like a double off the wall for Jet Black. And Roseburg with the leadoff man in scoring position. Jet Stone at the plate. An 0-1 count as he took the strike on the first pitch. Evens it up at a 1-1 as Prickle fires low. Dawson Prickle so far into his 4th inning of work. He's allowed 4 hits to Roseburg now. 2 runs, both earned, 1 walk, no strikeouts. Prickle will come set. The 1-1, back pick to second, back in, head first slide for Jet. He is in safely. Nobody out. Top of the 4th inning, game 1 of a doubleheader, tied at 2. Hot day in Eugene, sun blaring down on us. Check in on the other game going on in here in Eugene, the Civil War. The pitcher will step off. 1-1 the count as we wait on the next pitch here to Jonathan Stone, the big first baseman. Digs back in. He's 0 for 1, reached on an error. That ball did in the dirt. Jet does not take third. Backhanded stab. Oh, it doesn't start till 2? Okay. Civil War baseball doesn't start till a little bit later this afternoon, but we'll keep an eye on it. We'll probably be on the air still when that game's on. Jonathan gets underneath one, high in the air, staying on the infield, calling for it. The third baseman, Coffin, settles underneath it for the first out. One away. Jet still out at second base. One down.
Next up, number 9, Jace Stoffel.
Jay Stoffel will bat next. Stoffel in the ball game, 0 for 1. Flew out to the second baseman, Nate Brown. Fouls off the first pitch out in front of that one. Hit it off the nub of the bat. Stoffel again leading the team in RBI. Last game for Roseburg. Jace, 2 for 4 in that one with a run scored. Throw again back to second. Jet goes back in standing up. Roseburg had, against South Medford, had 3 extra base hits. Well, I guess we could take away the one from Spencer 6 since I gave him a double and it truly should have officially been a single to win the game. But Luke Van Norman and Mason Littlefield both with extra base hits in that one. Roseburg's had a couple so far here today as a swing and a miss. Strike 2 for Stoffel. So far today for Roseburg, Jet has the double that's got him out at second base. Zach had a double. So a couple doubles so far here in game 1 of today's twin bill. 0-2 count for Dawson Prickle with 1 away. Stoffel will take low for ball 1 this season. Jace, 11 strikeouts, 6 walks. Batting .375 coming into today's matchup. A 1-2 pitch again for Prickle, who takes his time in between pitches, checking second. The second baseman on the bag now retreats. Off speed, high. The count goes 2-2 for Stoffel. Dawson Prickle staring into the glove of Isaiah Lugo, gets the sign from the dugout. The 2-2, swing and a miss and a pitch in the dirt. Stoffel will head off down to first to throw in time to get him, and there's 2 away. 2 down, Jet Black, a leadoff double. He has not moved since. And it'll be Mason Littlefield to try and move him around, keep the 4th inning going. Roseburg has struggled with men in scoring position here today. That was the first strikeout of the game for Dawson Prickle, by the way. 2 down, Littlefield, first pitch, high and tight for ball 1. Littlefield flew out to the first baseman, Corey Apker, in foul territory to end the 2nd inning. Didn't see many pitches in that at-bat. He'll try again here. A 1-0 delivery from Prickle. Fouled back. Ball game tied at 2 here in the top of the 4th inning. Roseburg Baseball today brought to you by Pepsi and Bigfoot Beverages of Roseburg. Prickle trying to get through the 4th inning. With the game still tied, the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Going after the high pitch for Littlefield. Saw the pitch up near the eyeballs and wanted a big piece of it. Pitch ended up just a little bit too high. Cut underneath it. A 1-2 count. With 2 down, Jet out at second. The 1-2, Littlefield gets underneath one. This fouled down the left field side and out of play. Had the pop on the bat on that one. Needed to straighten it out just a bit. Littlefield came into today, batting .250, 4 extra base hits for him, 2 doubles, 2 triples. The 1-2. Got underneath it again, popped up behind home. Fighting off some pitches here, keeping the 4th inning going against Dawson Prickle, who's now up to 61 pitches in the ballgame in the 4th inning. His counterpart, Zach Mandera, at only 39. So a lot of pitches thrown for Prickle here, but the game tied at 2. The 1-2 from Prickle. Low and outside as the battle continues for Mason Littlefield. Steps out, adjusts the batting gloves, and ready to go. Wind continues to blow out to left center. Jet Black at second after hitting a double off the left field wall. Mason Littlefield at the plate, the 2-2 with 2 down. Gets underneath one, not in the air. Left field side carrying out of play. And it's off the roof of the Bobby Dorr hitting facility. Another foul ball, and this at-bat continues. Long at-bat here for Mason Littlefield. Dawson Prickle on a hot day here in early May, having to battle against Littlefield. 2-2 is the count with 2 down. Prickle checking second. The righty kicks and fires. Off speed, line drive, gets into left field. They're going to send Jet around third. He's coming for home. He's going to score easy. That one rolls all the way to second, and it's a double for Mason Littlefield. He continues to see the ball well. A huge battle against Dawson Prickle will put Roseburg in front with 2 outs. That line drive shot took one hop on the back of the infield dirt and rolled all the way through the alley in the outfield. The grass must be rolling quick. Got all the way to the fence. That one hit the infield dirt and got by Langworthy in left field all the way to the fence. Littlefield drives in a run. Roseburg's in front 3-2. It'll be Luke Van Norman to bat next. Roseburg looking for another 2-out hit. First pitch, a strike on the outside corner to the lefty. An RBI double for Mason Littlefield. Scores Jet Black. 2 doubles here in the 4th for the Indians. The 0-1. Littlefield gets underneath. 1 out towards center. Coming in now, having to race back on the run and able to make the catch. That ball carried off the bat of Luke Van Norman, and Eli Seno, his initial read, brought him in. He had to make a quick late adjustment to get back on that one, but he does, and that wraps things up in the top of the 4th. After giving up the lead, the Roseburg Indians strike back, and they get the lead back in their favor, leading 3-2 as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
I am a nurse,
a firefighter,
a college student,
a mother,
and I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready
for every storm
and disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors,
my family,
and my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about part-time service.
Swimming season is finally here. But remember, respect the water. Don't swim and don't go in the water if it's under 60 degrees. Swimming in water under 60 degrees is life-threatening. It could cause hypothermia, which means your limbs paralyzed and you can't get out of the water. Each day, the water temperature of the Umpqua River will be posted on kpic.com and kval.com, and in the morning weather on KPIC. Respect the water. Know the temperature. Brought to you by the Respect the Water Safety Committee.
Warm day. Now batting, number 3, Eli.
Bottom of the 4th inning, Roseburg leads 3-2 against Sheldon. Leading things off will be center fielder Eli Seno, who is 0 for 1 in today's ball game. Zach Mandera on the mound, had a nice long break. After that 4th inning, saw Mason Littlefield take the at-bat very deep and then got a double to put Roseburg back in front. Mandera's first pitch was a strike up the middle for a base hit, though, for Seno on the second pitch of the at-bat. And Seno will get on base. They've been able to go right back up through the box against Zach here today, and there's been some ground balls. It's just the middle infielders unable to get to. Right back up the middle. Seno gets on base at first, leadoff base hit. Second straight inning for Sheldon. They've gotten on with a leadoff single. Seno 1 for 2 now with a strikeout and the walk. Up to bat, Taylor Langworthy, who takes a strike. Langworthy 1 for 1, had a single in the second. That was a comebacker right off the glove of Zach Mandera as he just did everything he could to protect himself there on the mound. Mandera's 0-1 pitch with a man at first. Squaring to bunt. Langworthy puts it towards first base. Mandera fields and throws to Jonathan Stone for the first out. Sacrifice bunt. Seno out to second on the sack. One away. Josh Hess will bat. Hess struck out swinging. And we are going to make a substitution here. They're going to bring in new man. It'll be Quincy Spurlock that will bat. Josh Hess, the senior outfielder, got the start at the plate, or start in right field. And now they bring in a left-handed batter, Spurlock. First pitch is no good.
Now batting number 29, Quincy Spurlock.
Spurlock fouls off a pitch to even it up at a 1-1 count. Two Spurlocks on the roster. 1-1 delivery coming up for Manderi. Fires in low. And a 2-1 count. Quincy Spurlock, a junior outfielder, taking over for the senior Josh Hess. Swing and a miss at a pitch in the dirt. Evens up the count at 2-2. The 2-2 pitch, just not quite there, just a bit low. Runner out at second base is Eli Seno after a leadoff single on a sac bunt. The 3-2 pitch bounces in and gets away from six. Up to third will go Seno after the walk. And up to third base, now Seno in scoring position at third, 90 feet from home. A walk issued to Quincy Spurlock. For Zach today, that's his first walk. He's also hit a batter, excuse me. And that'll prompt a visit to the mound for pitching coach Richie Charles. First and third for Sheldon with one away. Roseburg baseball today brought to you by Mahalo Heating and Cooling. Your best choice for the finest indoor comfort control. Call them today at 672-6707. It was a quick visit to the mound. Back to the dugout for Coach Charles. And up to bat for Sheldon will be the 9-hitter Nate Brown. Roseburg leading 3-2 here in the bottom of the fourth. They retook the lead in the top of the fourth inning after taking a lead 2-0 in the third, but giving it up in the bottom of the third. Squaring to bunt, they squeeze it. It's going to go to first. The throw there's good. The throw to the plate, not in time. And the ball got away. Staying at second will be Spurlock. Zach, a quick look at third, but halfway down the line was Seno. Zach got the out at first, and the sacrifice squeeze bunt brings in the game-tying run, and we're knotted at 3. Up to second went Spurlock, 2 down. So an RBI there for Nate Brown, bringing in Seno to tie the game. Top of the lineup here, Cal Morgan hitting with a man out at second and 2 away. First pitch, a swing and a miss. Two down, game tied at 3, Sheldon and Roseburg. And a battle here in game 1 of the doubleheader, the 0-1, swing and a miss, strike 2 for Morgan. Cal Morgan had a double in the third. He's 1 for 2. Scored the second run of the game for Sheldon. The 0-2, swing and a miss. A big strikeout there for Zach Mandera. Gave him a heavy dose of breaking balls there. It's another more well-drilling strikeout for Zach Mandera. You can't afford to strike out when it comes to water for your home. Call More Well Drilling, 459-4039. We'll head to the top of the fifth, still tied. This one now 3-3. Roseburg coming up with Spencer 6, Caden Johnson, and Doran Gillespie. After this break on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
I am a nurse,
a firefighter,
a college student,
a mother.
And I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready
for every storm
and disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors,
my family,
and my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about part-time service.
Swimming season is finally here. But remember, respect the water. Don't swim and don't go in the water if it's under 60 degrees. Swimming in water under 60 degrees is life-threatening. It could cause hypothermia, which means your limbs paralyzed and you can't get out of the water. Each day, the water temperature of the Umpqua River will be posted on kpic.com and kval.com, and in the morning weather on KPIC. Respect the water. Know the temperature. Brought to you by the Respect the Water Safety Committee.
Top of the fifth inning, Dawson Prickle still on the mound. His team has rallied back to tie the game up yet again for him as he fires a pitch in the dirt for ball one against Spencer 6. Spencer 1 for 1 in the ball game, a walk and a single. He's been in scoring position twice but hasn't been able to come around to score. The 1-0 to him. Takes low and outside for ball 2. 3 runs on 5 hits and 1 error for both teams in this ball game. It's very identical up on the scoreboard. The 2-0. Spencer underneath it, off the handle, shallow left field. Going out is Morgan, the shortstop. Coming in, Langworthy. It'll be Morgan underneath it for the putout. 1 away as we go to Caden Johnson with 1 out and nobody on.
Number 8, Caden Johnson.
So Roseburg scored 2 in the top of the third. Sheldon rallied with 2 in the bottom of the third. Then the Indians scored 1 in the top of the fourth, and Sheldon rallied again with 1 in the bottom of the fourth. It's a pitch in the dirt, a 1-0 count here for Johnson. So those numbers all even, 0-0-2-1 in the frames up on the scoreboard. And then you look at the end, runs, hits, and errors. It's all identical at 3-5-1. Off the barrel of the bat, shallow center field, and coming in, Seno will get underneath it. It almost looked as if it'd be a bloop fly ball to center for Caden Johnson. Seno, reading it correctly, gets there in time and makes the catch. In fact, he probably remembered the last time that Johnson was up and adjusted to the right position after having to dive for it last time in center field. 2 down, nobody on base for Roseburg. Quick start here to the top of the fifth for Dawson Prickle. Doran Gillespie will take high for ball 1. Gillespie has popped out twice. Once to center field, that ball got out there a bit, but his last one was a pop out to the shortstop. He's been getting underneath it, chasing the pitches up in the strike zone. He's got to try and lay off. The 1-0 inside on him at the belt buckle. A 2-0 count. They tried to give him an early enticing pitch in the at-bat, a high fastball that Doran was able to lay off. Double tap of the plate as he steps back in out of the windup. The 2-0 from Prickle is high yet again, and the count goes to 3-0. Top of the fifth inning, tie ball game. Nobody on with 2 outs for Roseburg. Prickle's 3-0 pitch in the dirt for ball 4. Another 4-pitch walk for Dawson Prickle. 2-out walk puts a man on at first for Roseburg, and they'll continue to try and do some damage with 2 outs. They've scored all of their runs with 2 outs. Actually, that's not true. Yeah, it is actually. Sorry, misread my own handwriting. Zach Mandera drove in 2 runs with a double in the third. He's going to try to see if he can come up with a big base hit here and bring Gillespie in all the way from first. Strike taken on the first pitch from Prickle. Both bullpens are a little hidden and protected from where we sit. Might be able to tell if Sheldon has somebody throwing. It doesn't look like it at the moment. Can't see Roseburg's. Runner going, the pitch in the dirt, and Gillespie gets a perfect pitch to go on. Mandera takes a pitch in the dirt. Gillespie gets the stolen base. So now you've got Gillespie in scoring position for Zach Mandera at the plate, looking for a good pitch on the 1-1. Takes low again, and the count goes to 2-1. Roseburg with the 2 doubles so far in this ball game, 2 of their 5 hits for extra bases. Mandera looking for another one. His 2-1 pitch from Prickle. Hits hard, goes off the glove at third base for Coffin. And Gillespie will only make it to third. Sharp ground ball, third base side, trying to backhand it. Coffin at third, his stab, can't glove it. And it rolls into foul territory, not very far though. And so Gillespie only able to go 90 feet. Hard ground ball there for Zach Mandera for a single. First and third. Jet Black will bat. He led off the fourth with a double. 1 for 2 in the game. 2 down. First pitch to Jet. He takes low and outside. Behind the plate, Isaiah Lugo on a hot day to be wearing all the catcher's gear. He's been working back there. Up to 80 pitches now on the day for Dawson Prickle. The righty sets and fires. Off speed, he got Jet to pop up. That one shallow left field. Long run for everybody. Underneath it, the shortstop, Cal Morgan, though, will make the play. So that will finish things off here in the top of the 5th. Roseburg threatens with 2 outs, unable to cash in. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2-man left on base for the Roseburg Indians as we head to the bottom of the 5th, tied at 3 on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
Bottom of the 5th inning, getting to the later stages here. We're tied at 3-3. As leading things off will be Caleb Coffin, the third baseman, 0 for 1 in the ball game. Coffin hit by a pitch in the first, struck out looking in the third as he digs into the box. Zach Mandera out there for his 5th inning of work, up to 53 pitches in the game unofficially for Zach. Joey Kieran here with you. Chance Terrell back in the studio on the radio side of the production. Helping out here with the video production, Josh Nelson, as a pitch in the dirt from Zach to Caleb Coffin for a 1-0 count. Beautiful sunshiny day here in Eugene as a ball up the middle. Taken by Johnson behind second. Throw to first. Got him. Caden Johnson had to range back behind second. Gets there in time for the out. Let's go ahead and pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Roseburg Baseball on 1490 The Score. First pitch called strike now to Dawson Prickle, the pitcher, who hits a sharp one to third, but Jay Stoffel fields and fires to Stone at first to retire the second out. 2 down. And Isaiah Lugo bats next, 0 for 2 in the ball game. Pair of ground outs so far for the Irish here in the 5th. Tied at 3, Roseburg and Sheldon, game 1 of a doubleheader. The first pitch in the dirt for Mandera against Lugo. Flew out to right field in the first, but was one of Now 6 strikeouts for Zach Mandera back in the third. Pitch high, 2-0 count. Zach was already leading the team in strikeouts. Actually, that's not true. Jay Stoffel is. Strike on the inside corner. 2 balls and a strike. Stoffel came in with 47 through his 6 games. It's another strike taken by Lugo. Zach has pitched in 8 games, the 31 strikeouts, but he's added 6, so he's up to 37. 2-2 for Mandera. He fires in. It's in the dirt. Can't get Lugo to chase after it. Impressive numbers, though, for both of Roseburg's aces on the staff, Stoffel and Mandera. And Garrett Zimet, the third starter, has had a pretty solid year as well as a sophomore. That pitch. And at the plate, Lugo started to swing, but checks his swing and got beaned. And they're going to bring out a courtesy runner for the catcher, but also out to check on that call is going to be Coach Troy Thompson. And I thought the rule might have been you have to get out of the way. You have to at least attempt to get out of the way. And it looked as if Lugo was attempting to swing at that pitch. Even if he did pull it back, he wasn't attempting to get out of the way. He was more holding back his swing. Coach Thompson goes out there and doesn't get much of a conversation. Courtesy runner taking over at first is Carden Hafner. So another hit by pitch for Zach Mandera. He gets a first pitch strike against the batter, Corey Apker, who's 0 for 2 in the ballgame, the big first baseman. Takes strike 2. The 0-2 pitch with 2 down, a man at first. Zach off speed, and he gets Apker to foul it back behind home. Tied at 3 here in the bottom of the 5th. 2 down with a man on. And Dare trying to wrap things up quickly here in this 5th. Off speed, got him to swing and miss. Way out in front of the breaking ball. Apker goes down with his second strikeout of the game. 0 for 3 for him now. And that'll wrap up the bottom of the 5th. Sheldon will leave a man on base. No runs, no hits, no errors. We are through 5 innings of play. Still tied at 3. Roseburg and Sheldon squaring off in game 1 of a doubleheader on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
Jonathan Stone will lead things off against Dawson Prickle as we begin the 6th inning. Roseburg Baseball today brought to you by Good Vibration Solutions. For home theater and automotive audio, you can feel it at Good Vibes. Stone comes in 0 for 2 in this ball game, looking to start things off. First pitch he takes for strike 1. Stone, again mentioned, limited action due to the knee injury midway through the season. Batting .296 coming into the doubleheader today. He'll take low for ball 1. Stone this season does not have an extra base hit. The 1-1 takes in the dirt. Stone reached second on an error in the second inning. The 2-1 delivery from Prickle. Backs up Stone up off the edge, and his count goes to 3-1. Dawson Prickle is going deep into this game. 85 pitches for him. Into his 6th inning of work. Winds and fires the 3-1. Stone, a swing and a miss. Breaking ball got him. 6 hits, 3 runs, all earned. 2 walks, 1 strikeout for Dawson Prickle. His 3-2 pitch now for Jonathan Stone. Out of the windup. It's low and outside for ball 4, and Stone will get on base for a second time.
Now batting number 9, Jace Stoffel.
So 1 on, nobody out. Leading things off here in the top of the 6th, tied at 3. Jay Stoffel will stand in. He squares to bunt. Takes a strike. Wow. That has the fans that we happen to be sitting with here not happy. We do get the luxury this time of at least sitting with the fans that we're here covering the team for. Usually we find ourselves, it seems like, sitting amongst the opposing team's fans. There's a pitch low for a 1-1 count now against Stoffel. Jace is 0 for 2 in the ball game. He struck out his last time up, only strikeout of the game for Dawson Prickle. Trying to come through with a big hit here. Stoffel has had so many of those so far this season. Throw over to first base. Back in safely goes Stone this season. Of course, leading the team in RBI with 18. Stoffel has 3 doubles and 1 homer out of his 18 hits. He squares the bunt again. He'll put it down first base side. Nice push bunt. It'll go to the second baseman. Flipping to first is Nate Brown on the sac bunt. That push goes out there far enough to almost make that a little bit interesting. Brown coming in to help out with the bunt defense on the first base side. Fields it. Up to second base goes Jonathan Stone. You got 1 away, and Mason Littlefield batting next. Littlefield had a double back in his last time up, drove in a run. Gets underneath one here. That one up, and that's going to get out of play. Littlefield driving the ball. Last time up had the double that one up on the back of the infield dirt between third and short, and then rolled all the way to the fence down that left center alley. His 0-1 pitch. This time it goes off the pitcher, Prickle. It trickles towards third, and that is going to be everybody safe. Prickle, he just stood there on the mound. He didn't know where it went, and he will wave Kellen Hobie back to the dugout. He says he's good. He's just not happy. Not happy with himself, not happy with anybody else. It sounds like he's all right. I heard it sounded like it hit leather. But a sharp hit ball there by Mason Littlefield, who continues to just really see the ball well right now. Line drive off the pitcher for a base hit. Runners at first and third. 1 away, and Luke Van Norman at the plate. Bounces off the mask of the catcher, and it goes back out to Dawson Prickle, who was covering. That ball bouncing off the face mask for Lugo. Doesn't get away enough. It actually bounces back into the field of play. Littlefield takes second, but Jonathan Stone unable to score from third. Tie ball game at 3. Tense moment here for the Sheldon Irish in the top of the 6th. At the plate, it's Luke Van Norman, a 1-0 pitch. Swings, that ball fouled off. 1-1 count for Van Norman, who is 0 for 2 in this ball game. Only 1 out. A sac fly could bring in the go-ahead run for Roseburg. Some action in the bullpen for Sheldon. That ball fouled up and out of play back behind home for Van Norman. He's got a 1-2 count. Can only see the bullpen catcher out there for Sheldon. Can't tell you who he's been warming up. There's a number. We'll try and give it to you. Possibly Andrew Boyd down there warming up. The 1-2 low for a 2-2 count now for Van Norman. Yeah, see Andrew Boyd with a glove down there walking around, the righty. Could be getting ready to come in. 2-2 pitch here for Van Norman. Strike 3 called. Van Norman watches it go by. He seemed to be pretty confident that that one was not going to be strike 3. But he takes second strikeout of the game for Dawson Prickle. Comes at a big moment. 2 down. Runners at second and third for Roseburg. Spencer Six will stand in next. Six is 1 for 2 today. Had the clutch hit on Tuesday in extras against South Medford. Looking for a big one here. First pitch swing, and he pulls it down the right field side. Hook and foul. And it will be strike 1, a long one down that right field side. Oh, 1 count for Six. Spencer Six had a single back in the third, walked in the first. There's 2 times on base. Both times he ended up in scoring position and couldn't come around. 0-1 count to him with 2 away. Runners in scoring position for Roseburg. The pitch. Fouled off. Spencer out on his front foot. Ahead of the pitch there from Prickle. Has been mixing his speeds pretty well. Prickle up to 99 pitches in the game by my count, unofficially. The 0-2 to the lefty Six. Just outside. Had to be off the plate. That pitch did not look like it was off by much. Top to bottom on the strike zone, looked like a strike. Left and right, side to side. We don't have a great angle on it. The 1-2. Spencer. Check swing, lets it go by. He's got a 2-2 count. And Prickle wanted strike 3. He's had a tough inning here. He's had to battle. And he also took a line drive comebacker right at him off his glove on the hit by Mason Littlefield. 2 down, a 2-2 pitch. Spencer takes high and away, and the count goes full. Nobody at first. Littlefield at second. Stone at third. So the runners not necessarily running on the pitch, but they'll be ready to go on contact. 3-2 pitch coming up here for Six. High for ball 4. Second walk of the game for Spencer. Loads the bases with 2 down, and it's going to be Caden Johnson coming to the dish. Courtesy runner comes out for Spencer Six. Taking over at first base will be Troy Jones. And a visit out to the mound now for the pitching staff for Sheldon. They've had 1 visit already, but that was just an injury visit, so it does not count towards their mound trips here in the top of the 6th. Roseburg threatening here in the 6th. Game tied 3-3. 3 runs on 7 hits, 1 error for Roseburg. 3 runs on 5 hits, 1 error for Sheldon. Also going on here today, South Medford at Grants Pass and South Eugene at North Medford. They're going to make a change here in the middle of the 6th. They will bring the third baseman, Caleb Coffin, to the rubber. And we'll have a Shelby and Migulena construction call to the pen. Shelby and Migulena, your local leaders for any project, big or small, 30 years of quality, affordable work. Call Shelby and Migulena or visit their website, webuildhouses.com. We'll take a quick break, come back with all the details on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
Oh, they bring in the third baseman, Caleb Coffin, to the mound. He'll take over in relief. Coffin, a junior right-hander. He takes over for Dawson Prickle. Final line for Prickle, 5 2/3 innings, gave up 7 hits. Currently credited with 3 runs, all earned, 4 walks, and 2 strikeouts. The runners on base would all credit to Dawson Prickle. Bases loaded with 2 outs. At the plate, Caden Johnson. First pitch, Johnson, first pitch swinging. It's hit to Prickle. He'll race to third. Did he tag Littlefield? Yes. And that'll finish things off. Johnson, first pitch swinging, wasted no time against Coffin, and they force out at third. Actually, they make the tag play against Littlefield. Wraps up things as Roseburg will leave the bases loaded in the top of the 6th. They can't cash in. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning, tied at 3. This is 541radio.com and CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate!
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
Zach Mandera on the mound as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. The Roseburg Indians tied with the Sheldon Irish. 3-3 our score. Leading things off, Eli Seno for Sheldon. Takes the first pitch for ball 1 on the day. Eli Seno is 1 for 2, a single and a strikeout against Mandera. The 1-0. Fouls it off for strike 1. Zach up to just 68 pitches by my tally. The 1-1 fouled off again. And Zach, who's been efficient with his pitches, is ahead in this at-bat against Seno. 7 strikeouts in the game for Mandera. Winds and fires here. The 1-2. Check swing. He went around. The throw down to first is there.
Now batting number 9, Taylor Langworthy.
So that is the strikeout number 8 for Zach Mandera. And again, strikeouts presented by More Well Drilling. Don't strike out when it comes to water for your home. Trust More Well Drilling, keeping Douglas County green since 1947. 1 down, Taylor Langworthy due up. The left fielder is 1 for 1 with a sac bunt and a single as the first pitch taken for ball 1. The visiting fans not happy. The 1-0 line drive shot gets into left field. Littlefield will control it.
Now batting number 29.
Second hit of the game for Taylor Langworthy out of that 7-hole in the lineup. He's on at first. That's representing the go-ahead run for the Irish. Roseburg trying to avoid a late let-up here. They've played in a lot of tight ball games this season. 1 on, and it's Quincy Spurlock at the plate. First pitch quickly up out of the crouch for Spencer 6, making sure the runner heads back to first. A 1-0 count. At first base, Langworthy, a decent lead there. Throw goes to the plate, squaring to bunt. Goes to Mandera. He'll field, throws to first. They get the out there on the sacrifice. 2 down. Runner at second base, though. So Sheldon willing to play small ball there. They give up the out to put a man in scoring position. Even though they've got 2 outs now, they will try to see if they can get their 9-hitter, Nate Brown, to bring the runner around from second. Brown is 1 for 1 in the game, a single, scored a run. He does have a sac bunt for an RBI as he takes the first pitch for strike 1. Brown in the 4th inning drove in Eli Seno from third with the sac bunt. And that tied the game again as he got frozen, got a little indecisive on a breaking ball, and he takes it for strike 2. Brown finds himself in a quick 0-2 hole against Mandera, who wants to get through this 6th inning quickly. Tied at 3 here. Roseburg Sheldon game 1. Swing and a miss in the dirt. Down to first base. Spencer 6 with the throw. And that'll wrap up things in the bottom of the 6th. Zach Mandera still firing out there through 6 innings of play. We're tied at 3 as we go to the final frame of regulation. Roseburg and Sheldon all squared up on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
Oh, we head to the 7th inning. This one should be interesting late as Roseburg and Sheldon are tied at 3-all. Today's game brought to you by DC Farmers Co-op, where everyone's welcome to shop. And by our friends at Mahalo Heating and Cooling, your best choice for the finest indoor comfort control. On the mound, it's Caleb Coffin still pitching after coming on in relief. No decision going to be for starting pitcher Dawson Prickle. Gave up 7 hits, 3 runs, all earned, 4 walks, 2 strikeouts for Prickle in 5 2/3 inning work. Coffin takes over. He had 1 pitch in the 6th to get the final out. He'll fire the first pitch here in the 7th inning, and it's fouled off by Doran Gillespie. Gillespie on the day is 0 for 2. Doran walking in the 5th inning, stole second, ended up at third when it all came to an end in the 5th. 0-1 pitch to him. Off speed, Gillespie lets it go by, a 1-1 count. So far, Sheldon's pitchers have been more off-speed pitches. They have Dawson Prickle had some good get up and go, but he did mix things up quite nicely with his off-speed pitches and his placement. 1-1 here from Coffin, and it's another breaking ball that ends up in the dirt for a 2-1 count. Tied at 3. Taking a look at the scoreboard. All scoreboard updates brought to you by Garrettson Building Supply, supporting Douglas County community for over 90 years. 3 runs, 7 hits, 1 error for Roseburg. 3 runs, 6 hits, 1 error for Sheldon. Fastball is high to go to 3-1 now for Doran Gillespie. Roseburg with 2 runs in the 3rd, 1 run in the 4th. And the same can be said about the Sheldon Irish. 2 in the 3rd and 1 in the 4th. Top of the 7th here, nobody out. Leadoff man, Doran Gillespie, a 3-1 pitch from Coffin. He gets underneath this ball out into the outfield, traveling a ways. Seno underneath it, the center fielder catches for the first out. Gillespie got one he liked there. on the 3-1 pitch, but he kind of got caught reaching after it. Flies that one to right center. And Seno, with his speed, able to get underneath that rather routinely. One away, and it'll be Zach Mandera to stand in. Game one of a doubleheader between the Irish and the Indians. Mandera first pitch underneath it, high in the air, back behind third, up against the fence. That ball traveling back, and a catch diving back onto his rear end. Cal Morgan, the shortstop, makes the play. Up against the fence, that one was traveling out of play and then curved back into play. And Morgan made a jump and ended up on his rear end, making the catch for the second out. Well, that was some good concentration right along that fence line and the chalk line there for Morgan. 2 down for Roseburg here in the top of the 7th. Nobody on. First pitch, fastball for a strike 1. Jet Black today, 1 for 3. Had a double in the 4th. The 0-1 here for Jet. Line drive, and it gets into left field. That could be extras here. Jet taking a turn. No, he'll hold at first. That one right down the line into left field. Jet, his second hit of the day. He's been pulling around on the ball pretty nicely there. That one, another one into the corner in left field. 2-out single for the Indians. Jet Black on at first, and up to hit will be Jonathan Stone. Stone, a walk his last time up, looking for his first hit today still. Will bat with 2 down and a man at first, top of the 7th inning, game tied at 3. First pitch swinging, Stone in the air, right side, giving chase is Apker. He won't get there. The second baseman, it's a fair ball. Second baseman couldn't make the catch. Jet around third, he'll hold. And yet again, the ball in the air has been tough to track here today, and Jonathan Stone able to get his first hit. A bit more lucky than good on that one. Nate Brown overran it, and that one tailed back into fair territory down that right field line for a 2-out single. Jet going first to third, and Stone on at first. There's just not a lot of foul territory here at Sheldon High School, and the ball has been curving back in towards play each and every time it's been up in the air. First pitch low to Jay Stoffel. So Roseburg threatening here with a couple of base hits with 2 down. Jay Stoffel at the plate, still looking for his first hit. The 1-0. A ground ball. Gets through on the left side. Roseburg will score the go-ahead run here in the 7th. Jay Stoffel coming up with his first hit of the afternoon, drives in, Jet Black, and Roseburg takes a 4-3 lead. Just finding the hole on the left side of the infield for Stoffel there. Sat back. That has been, it seems like, the big issue for Roseburg today is sitting back and waiting on the off-speed pitches. That time Stoffel able to sit back on the back leg, drives it through the left side. He brings in Jet, and up to second goes Stone. Mason Littlefield, who's been putting a good stroke on the ball as of lately, takes for ball 1. 3 straight singles for Roseburg here in the 7th. Started with Jet. And then Jonathan Stone got a nice break on a pop fly that could have ended up as the final out. That ball well struck to right field on the run. Diving attempt gets by. 1 run in. Stone scores from second. Stoffel heading all the way to the plate. They've got Littlefield going into third, and he's got a stand-up triple that drives in 2 for the Roseburg Indians. Wow, you can really just not undersell how big of a performance Mason Littlefield has had for Roseburg down the stretch here. He has been swinging it big as of lately, and they've all been extra base hits, it seems. Scoring from second was Stone. From first was Stoffel. Roseburg with 3 runs here in the 7th, and they now lead 6-3. That ball well struck to right field. Van Norman going back to the fence. That one will fall in front of the right fielder, Quincy Spurlock, and Van Norman holds it second. Van Norman almost got one out of here. Spurlock in right field thought it was gone. He was too far back, though, tried to put on the brakes, lost his traction, and he couldn't get back to the baseball in time. So the 8 and 9 hitters come up with a couple of big hits, taking advantage of Quincy Spurlock in right field. A triple by Littlefield scored 2, and now a double by Van Norman, and that scores Littlefield. And Roseburg on top 7-3 here in the 7th. At the plate, Spencer 6, a 1-0 pitch. On the mound, Caleb Coffin now taking the losses. That ball is well struck. Gets through on the left side. They're going to send Van Norman to the plate. The throw from the left fielder is not in time. Van Norman scores on an RBI single by 6. And Roseburg with a 2-out rally here in the top of the 7th is not letting up. They are starting to taste a Southwest Conference title.
Now batting number 8, Caden Johnson.
Van Norman was going all the way with the 2 outs. They did not waste any time with him there. 6 on at first. A courtesy runner will come on for him. That again will be Troy Jones. And Roseburg moving him around here in the 7th. First pitch swinging for Caden Johnson. He was the first batter to face Caleb Coffin in the 6th inning. Had a hard hit ground ball to third, but it was knocked down by Dawson Prickle, and he made the final out. An 0-1 pitch now. That one hit hard to short. Morgan picks it up. He'll flip it to second base for the final out. So Roseburg, though, with 2 outs, they come through with a big frame here in the top of the 7th inning. Roseburg scores 5 on 6 hits, all of them coming with 2 outs. And they lead 8-3 as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Sheldon needing a big frame to tie it or take a lead. And Roseburg needing 3 outs to secure that Southwest Conference title. We'll have it for you when we come back. Bottom of the 7th on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
Five runs in the top of the 7th, all with 2 outs, and the Roseburg Indians lead 8-3 as we go to the bottom of the 7th. Sheldon will look to Cal Morgan to start things off, as here in the 7th inning they'll bring the top of the lineup up to bat against Zach Mandera, who is looking to close out a complete game victory and clinch a Southwest Conference title for the Roseburg Indians. Mandera up to 77 pitches in this game. He's worked a strong 6 innings as he fires low for ball 1. Cal Morgan, the leadoff man, is 1 for 3 at a double back in the 3rd. Scored the 2nd run of the game for the Irish. The 1-0 outside for Mandera, and it's a 2-0 count. I do believe that Garrett Zymet started warming up there in the last half inning offensively for Roseburg. So it looks like they expect to maybe go to Zymet for relief if they need somebody to come in for Zach. A strike across on the 2-0 pitch. Mandera leading the team with 6 wins this season on the mound. Is 2-1 pitch is low, and the count goes to 3-1. Mandera, a 3-time Southwest Conference All-Conference honoree, as he gets a strike across on the 3-1 to take it to a full count here against Cal Morgan. 3-time All-Conference player, Zach Mandera, the senior. 3-2 pitch, ground ball right side. Van Norman backhands, and he can't make the transition out of the glove into the hand. He was stumbling with his footing just a bit there, and he can't quite make the play at second base. Ground ball there to second, misplayed. So one on, nobody out. Up to bat is Caleb Coffin, now the pitcher of record for Sheldon. He is on the verge of taking a loss if he cannot help spur a comeback here. Strike taken, first pitch of the at-bat. Today, Coffin got beaned for a second time. I was just about to tell you that he was beaned his first at-bat and was 0 for 2 after that. He gets beaned there. 2 runners on now. First and second for Sheldon. Roseburg hanging on to a 5-run lead at the moment. So the game-tying run is still the on-deck hitter, the in-the-hole hitter. But obviously you do not want to give any momentum to the home team when you're on the road in conference play. Visit to the mound here for pitching coach Richie Charles. Roseburg has not made a call to the pen. If they do, changes are always made by Shelby and Migulena Construction. We'll have the Roseburg Disposal post-game show coming up.
Now batting number 6, Dawson Prickle.
We will recap this one for you if it does go final here in the 7th. And then we'll get you ready for Game 2 of today's doubleheader here at Sheldon. Zach Mandera still out on the mound. He fires low, ball 1. Lay at the plate, it's Dawson Prickle, now the third baseman. 3-hitter in the lineup. Prickle, 1 for 3. Swings and fouls off a pitch. Coming up in the post-game show, we'll take a look at any other scores we can dig up for you. It looks like we might have one from the North Medford matchup here in the Southwest Conference as a ball fouled away. A 1-2 count now for Dawson Prickle. Other matchups in conference today, South Medford at Grants Pass, South Eugene at North Medford. It has been a tailspin to finish out the season for South Eugene this year. A 1-2 delivery from Mandera against Prickle. It's in the dirt, can't get him to chase. Count evens up at 2-2. Prickle stands back in. Last at bat, he grounded out to third base. He takes in the dirt for ball 3, full count. Nobody out, runners at first and second. A walk would load the bases here. The full count pitch. Ball fouled away, third base side. Dawson Prickle, he had an RBI single in the third. Stands back in, another 3-2 pitch, gets underneath one, out in the air to center. Going back is Jet. It's caught. Jet will fire it back in. The runners don't tag. They've got the runner off at first to throw to first base. They got him in a rundown. He's not even going to try to get in a rundown. Coffin misplays at third. Now they've got the last out, possibly between first and third and second. Did they get him? No! The umpire in the infield calling the runner safe at second. Sheldon almost a base running blunders all around to finish this 7th inning. Instead, it'll just be 2 outs. Roseburg feeling the excitement of a conference championship bubbling to the top there, cannot finish it off with the tag play at second. So let's recap. That was a fly ball to center field for Dawson Prickle for the first out. Caleb Coffin at first thought that ball was going to drop, or I'm not sure. He got doubled off at first as the ball pops out of the glove for Spencer Six and up to third base will go Cal Morgan. So fly ball out to Jet Black. Coffin doubled off at first with a base running error. And then Cal Morgan with the rundown between first and second, he decided to try and get a bit of a lead. And he was almost picked off at second base, but the throw just not quite in time to get him there. He does advance to third on the pass ball. On the pitch to Isaiah Lugo. Lugo now has a 2-0 count. As another one misses for Mandera. Oh. And now we're getting some foul language from the Sheldon coach. And then we've got some fireworks going on here late in this matchup here. The assistant coach for Sheldon, I believe. I'm not sure if that's the head coach or not. I don't recall. But coach has been ejected from this one. Some foul language going back and forth there. And they will walk him out of the stadium there. 2 down here in the bottom of the 7th. Things heated. There's some history between Roseburg and Sheldon from earlier this year. 2-0 count for Zach Mandera. Fires in a strike to Isaiah Lugo. 1 out away from wrapping up game 1 for Roseburg and wrapping up the conference title. Ground ball, dribbler towards third. Stoffel up with it. Throw to first is low, but it's there, and Roseburg gets the win. The Indians will clinch it in Game 1. They are your 2019 Southwest Conference champions with 1 game still left to play on the league season. Roseburg wins 8-3. Game 1 of the doubleheader. Game 2, we'll see what happens. A little bit of excitement and fireworks in the opener. We'll recap it for you with 1 game still left to go. The Indians come away victorious 8-3 on top of the Sheldon Irish. Roseburg improves in league play to 11-3, 14-6 overall this year for Sheldon. They fall to 4-10, 9-15 on this season. We'll tell you all about it when we come back. Roseburg and Sheldon, Game 2 coming up. But first, it's the Roseburg Disposal post-game show when we return on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
It's a final in Game 1, and that puts a bow on a chase for the Southwest Conference title. The Roseburg Indians will lock it up with an 8-3 victory on top of the Sheldon Irish in today's doubleheader. It's the Roseburg Disposal postgame show. Let them make the run of the dump for you. Call Roseburg Disposal at 673-7122. Fireworks to finish this one off. Roseburg with 5 runs in the top of the 7th. Then in the bottom of the 7th with Sheldon threatening a little bit after some base running errors. They were down to their final out, and some heated exchanges coming from one dugout to the other, but the Sheldon I'm not sure which coach it was, but we will confirm on that one. But the Sheldon coach apparently took exception to something that had been done by Roseburg. Not sure what it was, but he came out of the dugout and was yelling a lot of inappropriate words for the radio that got him run. He ended up getting ejected out of the game, and it would finish not that much long after. 8-3, Roseburg gets the win here against the Irish. 8 runs on 13 hits for Roseburg, 2 errors in the game for Sheldon, 3 runs on 6 hits, and 1 error for the Irish. Getting the win will be Zach Mandera, improving to 7-2 on the season for Zach Mandera. He goes all 7 innings worked, a complete game victory for Mandera. And taking the loss is going to be Caleb Coffin, who came on in relief of starter Dawson Prickle. With the win, the Roseburg Indians clinch the Southwest Conference title. No one can catch them, and they will be a champion for the first time since 2012. Roseburg scored 2 in the top of the 3rd, 1 in the top of the 4th, 5 in the top of the 7th. For Sheldon, they were able to match Roseburg pretty much every step of the way until the 7th inning. 2 in the bottom of the 3rd for them to tie it up at 2. 1 in the bottom of the 4th to tie it up at 3, but they were unable to score the rest of the way. Final score again, 8-3 in this one. We'll come back after another quick break, and we will take a look at the individual statistics from this one here today for Roseburg and Sheldon. Back after this 2-minute break. This is Roseburg Baseball, streaming on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage. Stay tuned for more Roseburg basketball on 541radio.com.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate!
I am a nurse,
a firefighter,
a college student,
a mother,
and I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready
for every storm
and disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors,
my family,
and my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about part-time service.
Mustache, and now you got a beard.
Nice. Back here at Sheldon High School, Bowen Field, Roseburg wins 8-3 in the opener of today's doubleheader, and with that, they clinched their first Southwest Conference title since 2012. Congratulations to all the players in the dugout there, the 5 seniors that get to experience that excitement of a conference championship. Congratulations to the Roseburg Indians. But still one more game to go as this team continues to try and improve on their ranking and just keep getting better as the postseason will be coming up in a little more than a week. It was kind of fun just moments ago with the conference title clinched for the first time since 2012. Just had former Roseburg Indian Mike Morin that made the trip here to today's game, watching this one. He was on that 2012 team. Almost didn't recognize him with a mustache, but that's pretty cool. I always did like Mike. He was a good hard worker guy, great ball player. A lot of fun to watch out on the ball field. So I believe that was his junior year back in 2012 when he was with the team and they won that title. So good to see Mike, and happy that he remembered who I was, and I'm happy I remembered who he was. I recognize a face. Names don't always come. Well, as for this one, Roseburg Indians get the 8-3 victory. Again, the numbers: 8 runs on 13 hits, 2 errors, 3 runs on 6 hits, and 1 error for Sheldon. Taking a look at the pitching statistics, Zach Mandera goes the distance for a complete game victory to improve to 7-2 on the year. 6 hits over the 7 innings, allowed 3 runs, all earned, 1 walk, 9 strikeouts for him. He did hit 3 batters in the ball game. Taking the loss will be Caleb Coffin in relief, an inning and a third. Gave up 6 hits, 5 runs, all earned, no walks, no strikeouts. Dawson Prickle started the game, went 5 2/3, gave up 7 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned, 4 walks, and 2 strikeouts. Offensive numbers for the Roseburg Indians, the visiting team today: 2 for 3 for Spencer Six, a run scored and an RBI. He also had 2 walks. Caden Johnson 1 for 4 with a run. Zach Mandera 2 for 4 in the game with 2 RBI. 2 for 4 for Jet Black with 2 runs. 1 for 3 for Jonathan Stone with a run. 1 for 3 for Jay Stoffel, a run and an RBI. 3 for 4 for Mason Littlefield. He had a run scored, 3 RBI. Littlefield ended up with a double and a triple. He had a single, double, and a triple in this one. Big day at the plate for Mason Littlefield. And Luke Van Norman at the bottom of the lineup goes 1 for 4 with a run scored and an RBI as well. Van Norman had a double in this one. Roseburg, 5 extra base hits in this ball game. On the other side for Sheldon, 1 for 4 for Cal Morgan. He scored a run as well. Dawson Prickle, 1 for 4 with 2 RBI. 1 for 3 for Eli Seno with a run scored. 2 for 2 for Taylor Langworthy. And 1 for 2 for Nate Brown at the bottom of the lineup. He had an RBI and a run scored as well. And that is a look at the numbers from today's ball game. We'll name our South River Community Health Center Player of the Game here in just a moment. But before we get to that, give me another moment to think on it here. Let's go ahead and take a look at our Garrettson Building Supply scoreboard update. Building relationships, building projects, building materials. Garrettson Building Supply supporting our Douglas County community for over 90 years. We send it to Josh Nelson, who will give us a look at what some of the other scores and other games that we have going on today have so far. Josh?
Hey, thanks, Joey. So as of right now, in Southwest Conference play, only 1 game has been played besides Roseburg at Sheldon, and that would be South Eugene at North Medford. North Medford did come away with the win 4-0 over South Eugene. At 2 o'clock, games coming up. Oregon at Oregon State in the Pac-12. Civil War here in Eugene.
Sorry, you said Oregon at Oregon State. You had that backwards. But then you corrected yourself and said it's here in Eugene. So
Oregon State is here in Eugene at Oregon.
There we go.
At 2 o'clock. And then in Southwest Conference play, South Medford at Grants Pass. South Eugene at North Medford, and of course here in just a little while Roseburg will take their second game here at Sheldon.
All right, thank you, Josh. That's our Garrettson Building Supply scoreboard update. Player of the game for Game 1 is presented by South River Community Health Center, providing primary medical care and behavioral health care for children, teens, and adults. Visit them online at south-river.org. I'm going to give it to Mason Littlefield, 3 for 4 with 3 RBI and a run scored. He had a single, double, and a triple. Great day at the plate for the senior who continues to be lights out with the bat in his hands here as of late for the Roseburg Indians. Mason Littlefield, your South River Community Health Center Player of the Game. Honorable mention goes to Zach Mandera for a heck of a day pitching out there for the Roseburg Indians here this afternoon. We'll go ahead and take a quick break. When we come back, we will take a look at preview of what's to come for Game 2 and recap some of what happened here in Game 1, the importance of the victory for the Roseburg Indians, and what it means for the postseason. Game 1 in the books as the Roseburg Indians win 8-3 on top of the Sheldon Irish. They'll try to finish out the season on a 5-game win streak. Roseburg pushing their current win streak up to 4 games. They will take Game 2 coming up here in just a little bit and try to finish things off with that again, that 5-game winning streak going in to the postseason. Game 1 final, 8-3. As we finish things off in Game 1, I want to remind all of our viewers that we will end the broadcast of Game 1, and we will start up a new broadcast for Game 2. So if you are watching online, please stay with us. Refresh your browser here in a few moments. Check out our YouTube page. Go back to the main page there and find the second broadcast, which will pop up here shortly. So we will end the Game 1 broadcast, start a new one for Game 2, so we have them in separate files. But for those of you watching online, that is what is coming up. For those of you on the radio side tuning in today or listening online, we'll continue with more coverage from Sheldon High School as Roseburg wins 8-3 on top of the Sheldon Irish in Game 1. Game 2 coming up momentarily. I'm Joey Kieran for Josh Nelson and Chance Terrell. Thanks so much for tuning in for today's ball game. Back after this break on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score. Copy. So why don't we make this a 3-minute break here for me? Give me